and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Now slip, 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 slide. Slip, slip, slip and slide. Slip, slip, slip and slide. Stop. Hold up, tag team. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Pause, step up, ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Now who that is with the ice cream and cake? Party ain't loud without the ice cream and cake. What you want? Some ice cream and cake. All the kids like ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Now slip, 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 slide. Slip, slip, slip and slide. Slip, 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 slide. Stop. Hold up, tag team. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Pause, step up, ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake. Ice cream and cake and cake. Take all your cookies and ice cream and eat it too.
Hey campers, I hope y'all are doing good. I just want to give you a little idea. If you'd like to have a healthy snack option, why don't you reach for an apple and some peanut butter? That's a really good snack option versus something sweet.
So, what do you call a canoe that's 50% off? A sailboat!
Hey y'all, welcome to a slice of camp canoeing style. Today we're going to do 3 things. Number 1 is canoeing 101. We'll learn about the parts of the canoe and the paddle, and we'll talk about basic paddling too. Number 2 is I'll show you how to set up your own canoe at your home. Number 3, we'll take a virtual paddling tour together. Let's go have some fun. I'll see you down at the lake. Hey y'all, welcome down to the lake. Let's talk about canoeing 101. First thing we'll talk about is our canoe. There's 4 parts that I want you to know to the canoe. The first one is the bow. The bow is the front of the canoe. Part 2 is the stern. The stern's the back of the canoe. And then you have the left and the right sides. The left side is port side. The easiest way to remember that is both port and left have 4 letters. And the right side is starboard. So those are your 4 parts to your canoe. The second part of canoeing 101 is learning about our paddles. The paddles have 4 parts as well. They have the T-grip, the shaft, the throat, and the blade. When you're paddling, you're going to keep one hand on your T-grip and keeping that covered, and then you're going to have another hand down on the throat, and then the blade is the part that goes into the water. Let's talk about basic canoeing techniques. The first technique and stroke that you need to know is the J stroke. As you're paddling and on the water, you want to take your blade and stick it way out in front of you to where the blade is in the water. As you're canoeing, you're going to pull the blade back towards you, keeping it parallel with the boat, and then as you get to where it's crossing your body, you're going to turn it just like that. So again, the J stroke, blade in the water, pulling it towards you, and at the end, a quarter turn. The next technique to know is the push or the pry. You would use this stroke if you were getting too close to an object and wanted to push yourself away. When you push or you pry, you take your blade, go straight into the water, and simply push away. We'll show you how it looks in the water in a minute, but we want to show you on land first. The third technique to know is the pull or the draw. This is when you want to get a little bit closer to something, maybe the bank or the shore, or maybe a buddy in another boat. With the pull or the draw, you're going to stick your blade in the water, out away from the boat, and then pull yourself to it. We'll show you this one in the water as well. Finally, let's talk about steering your boat. To turn left, you're going to paddle on the right side of your boat. To turn right, you're going to paddle on the left side of your boat. To go in reverse, you're just going to backwards paddle. As you're paddling, remember to take your blade out of the water completely each time, and then reaching out in front of you and pulling. Let's talk about the 3 things that you'll need to do your canoeing at home. Number 1, your PFD. Number 2, your paddle. And number 3, your boat. Alright, now that we're in the water, let's show you the J stroke. Blade, remember, blade goes out in the water, pull towards you, quarter turn. Blade towards you, quarter turn. Next stroke that we learned was the pull or the draw. That's when you want to get closer to something. Blade out in the water and pulling. Third stroke was the pry or the push. Blade into the water close to the boat and push away. Let's talk about paddling and turning right. Remember that we want to paddle on the port side of the boat, or the left side. Let's talk about paddling to the left. Remember that we'll want to paddle on the starboard side or the right side of the boat to turn left. And finally, paddling in reverse or turning around. Remember, you just want to take your paddle and do the opposite, pushing the water away from you. Let's go for a tour. I hope you enjoyed this week's Slice of Camp. Canoeing is my favorite camp activity, and I love sharing it with you. I look forward to when we can canoe together again. Until then, consider checking out a few of my favorite spots in the upstate: Lake Robinson, Lake Jocassee, and the French Broad River. Love you and miss you guys. Hope you have a great week, and see you soon.